Welcome to the EroticIntellectuals.blogspot.com, your news source for news. I am Mac Mitchell, host of The Mitchell Report, and I'll spare you my humble opinion and simply bring you the news. Today's top story, AirAmerica 2.0 begins today. It's been purchased. Mark Green has issued a statement. I'll go ahead and read it now. Today, my family formally purchased and took over AirAmericaRadio. Why? Because if progressive values were a stock, now is the time to buy. This hasn't always been true. As the cycle of politics demonstrates, in recent decades, politics seem to have been governed by physics. For every action, there's an opposite and equal reaction. William F. Buckley Jr. started the National Review in the 1950s to rebut what he saw as the dominance of liberalism in the academy and opinion journals like The Nation and The New Republic from 1970 to 1972. Public Citizen, Common Cause, and the NRDC were all created in reaction to Nixon's depredations. Similarly, People for the American Way grew out of the rise of the religious right under Reagan in the mid-'80s. New progressive think tanks over the past 10 years, most recently and prominently the Center for American Progress, were created to counter AEI and Heritage, and of course the Huffington Post and AirAmerica were born in reaction to the electronic propaganda of Drudge and Limbaugh, etc. AirAmerica was a large, smart idea to counter the near monopoly on talk radio by the far right, but, like most startups, 6 CEOs over its first 3 years and various missteps and misspending sent it into Chapter 11. The business plan collided with reality. It's now ready to go from the perils of Pauline to the little engine that could. How? First, by focusing on the radio fundamentals of making a strong lineup even stronger. Second, by connecting to other major progressive organizations to be mutually fortifying. And third, by being a multimedia content company involving other information platforms, mobile, video, broadband, blogs, websites. It's time to think outside the radio box. The twin goals are to make it profitable and influential. One without the other won't work. If it's not a business, it'll go out of business. But it'll be a business with a sharp point of view. The era of on the one hand, on the other hand liberalism is over. Or, as Robert Frost once wrote, a liberal man is too broad-minded to take his own side in a quarrel. For all those who worry about messianic leaders governing on a right wing and a prayer, AirAmerica 2.0 will be the answer. For all those fearful of plutocracy and theocracy, the pro-democracy hopes of AAR's programs are the answer. If the conservative media continue to sprout propaganda and call it news, we are the alternative of truth, justice, and the AirAmerican way. It's no longer enough just to hope that the New York Times will cover a rally or press release. The relatively new combination of the Huffington Post, Alternet, Move On, Center for American Progress, Campaign for America's Future, The Nation, The American Prospect, Daily Kos, Talking Points Memo, the Erotic Intellectuals, and so many labor unions means that AirAmerica will be part of a larger progressive infrastructure, heard by a widening audience. For if we can't now grow and prosper as Democrats, given the 110th Congress, given the unmitigated disaster that's Iraq, given a slew of top-quality presidential aspirants, when will we? So AirAmerica will aggressively cover national politics and policies in ways that will be informative, opinionated, and entertaining. All three will be full of news and views, 2 views especially. First, America should stop attacking Muslim countries in ways that multiply terrorism. Second, instead of only talking about exporting democracy, Washington should begin practicing it here at home. For example, by making sure elections aren't auctions, which means the public funding of public elections. Speaking personally, my brother and I are excited by this important challenge and look forward to working with the Air America professionals in front of the mic and behind it who have held this dream together. Steve Green has been a very successful businessman accustomed to making money, and he doesn't intend for AAR to be an exception. I've been an author, public interest lawyer, and the New York City public advocate. For me, this feels like a continuation of so much I've done for the progressive movement over 3 decades. Air America is like a public advocate for the country, exposing problems and offering solutions. So we're both optimists in the spirit of Walt Whitman, who wrote that America is always becoming. Well, Air America, too, is always becoming. But that requires a conversation called democracy. In the spirit that dialogue beats monologue, I am today contacting the New Hampshire Republican Party and the New York Post editorial page. Since the Democratic Party of Nevada actually invited Fox News to host that state's Democratic debate, I asked if Air America could host the first Republican debate in New Hampshire, assuring them that we too can be fair and balanced. And to Bob McCanus, editorial page editor of the New York Post, I proposed that he come on Air America to discuss his views, and that Air America commentators would in turn once a month write an op-ed on his pages. Because it's better to exchange ideas than insults, his 720,000 readers should hear from us, and our 2 million plus audience should hear from him. We have many fresh ideas for programming, for technology, for partnerships with sister organizations, but it's this conversation called democracy that's the cornerstone of Air America 2.0. We intend to listen to our listeners, to increase our listeners, and to hope they'll join our journey to a better network, better programming, and a better country. To tell them that it's your America and your Air America. This was originally released on the Huffington Post, March 6, 2007. Again, this was Air America 2.0 begins today. Written by Mark Green, one of the 2 brothers who now own Air America. I am Mac Mitchell, your host for the Mitchell Report. Have a good day.